Bring us your best deal on any new Ford car or truck. If we can't beat it, Allen County Motors will pay you $100 cash. We're #1 in customer satisfaction. Our huge inventory and low prices prove it. Bring your best deal to Allen County Motors today. Remember, if you don't have our price, you'll pay too much. $100 guarantees it.
Give me 5.
5 new water beds from Big Sur's own factory. The new Contempo with floating bookshelves is just $199.
5.
The Cheyenne with bookcase headboard is $259.
5.
The White Crystal Daybed is $259. The Santa Fe with mirror is $259.
5.
Or the Charleston with mirror and turn post is $359. 5 new looks, factory direct savings. Big Sur water beds, 430 Coliseum West, just west of the Glenbrook Mall.
Robert Guillaume, A Father's Fight Against AIDS on Entertainment Tonight.
I wouldn't lie to you, more and more kids are fat today than ever before. Why is that? You think that's a good idea? Ask Rachel Bernstein, not such a good idea. Ask Ari Alexenberg. She wants to be thinner, just like you do. Jessica Freundlich also joins us to say, if you think this is a picnic, you go to gym class with her. Really? Well, think about it. Consuela Helms, likewise, wants to be thinner, and so does Kristen Burtak. Yes, we have a real live MD with us. Myron Winnick joins us, and will tell us about this. But I'm apparently McDonald's. Tell the truth.
It's hard. And
it is.
when my friends go in there and they like order Big Macs and stuff,
You're standing there.
I'm like drooling.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know what to order, so I
It's
just...
very honest of you to say that, Rachel. Obviously, you've got your, you understand the problem. So people who, think they can do this, and you feel depressed after you have one, I bet.
Yep.
Is this a problem for you, Ari? I mean, you like food. Tell the people.
Yeah, like food.
But you got to push it away.
Sometimes when I go out with my friends and stuff, and we go on these clubs, like with my synagogue, we go to McDonald's, I just order anything.
Yeah, and how do you feel afterward?
I feel bad for what I did.
Yeah. Really, you're 11,
Yeah.
Ari? 11, You look like a very, you're a good-looking 11-year-old. And I'm sure you're doing well in school. But we should say to all of you... Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Huh? Oh, are you sisters, huh? He is great in school. So why are you giggling then, sisters? You shouldn't have this burden at this age. Come on, this is too young. Jessica, I know about you. First of all, you're going to a weight camp, right? First one? First time you've ever gone?
Yeah.
It's a talk show, Jessica. If you sit here and nod your head, I can't do this by myself. What is not so funny is that sometimes kids can snicker and call you names. And you don't want them to do that.
No, I don't.
I'll tell you this. But I know something else, too. The whole family's kind of overweight. Right? So it's not anybody's fault.
No.
And you don't stuff yourself.
No, not really.
No. What is your biggest problem? Like Twinkies or what?
McDonald's.
Quarter pounder with cheese? Yeah. Consuela? I don't want to, some of these folks have lost weight and some have gained it back. So we won't get into applause. We thank you for that because we know you're on their side. Is there anybody left in America who doesn't have a weight problem? I mean it. Everybody's fat. Everybody's starting to look like a French fry. You have lost and then you gained it back.
Right.
Boy, talk about depressing.
Sort of.
Yeah. I bet you Kristen, you're 17. You took diet pills that didn't work.
For like the first week or so, but then afterwards, I couldn't handle it anymore.
I want you to, the best you can, tell us some of them. Now, come from your heart here, folks. You're brave enough to get on TV, and I know lots of people are out there watching, kids your age, who have this problem, and they're grateful that you're stepping out front to speak for them. That's one of the reasons you're here. This can make you cry.
All the time. I mean, not as much now, but before, when I was younger, in middle school, in elementary school, I mean, there wasn't a day that would go by I didn't cry myself to sleep because kids tease so much. I mean, yeah. They can be so cruel.
And I bet you buy a clothes that are a little too small because you're going to lose weight.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Or sometimes you get the larger size and it doesn't fit. Consuelo?
It's true. I mean, you go into a store, you don't want to buy things that are too small, but you get them maybe because you think you'll get down to it. And then you try it on when you get home, and then it doesn't fit, so you're working at it. And when you try it on, like in a week or so, and it fits, you feel kind of good about yourself. So you will put the things that are too large away in another part of your closet or away in like a chest or something. And then you'll be happy for so-and-so a couple of days, and then you'll go to school, and the kids will still make fun of you because you don't look like them and you're not as skinny as them. So then you'll feel bad about yourself. But you'll still feel good because you know you accomplished something that you wanted to. But
kids at my school, some kids can be so cruel. I mean, walking down the hall and just like shouting names out. Not only to me, I mean, there are other kids, even if they just start making fun of somebody. Even if there's nothing wrong with them, they'll just like shout out names, and then if one of the most popular kids start doing it, then, you know, everybody else is going to do it just to be cool and get friends. So it's so hard.
And some girlfriends have boyfriends and some girlfriends don't.
Yeah. Like when dances come around and like your best friend gets asked to the dance and you don't. And you have to go to the dance and like stand in a corner or something. But. And
Jim? Tell me.
Jim's very hard, because, I mean, there are these girls that are so skinny, and then they go out there and like, oh, I can't do this and I can't do that, and like, and you can do it, but you're embarrassed to.
And the gym teacher doesn't really expect much from you, does he? She?
My gym teacher is nice. I've had her since kindergarten, and she's good about all the other kids. Like, if somebody starts making fun of you or something, they're like out of there right away.
Well, when you go to gym class, your teacher tells you to wear a sweatshirt, sweatpants. I just wear the sweatpants, and I come in and I sit down, and everybody just makes fun of you and stuff. I don't like it.
Do you go to gym, Jessica?
Yes.
How is it?
It's fun, but but sometimes, like, if you like playing basketball and you can't make some shots, there's some really good kids that can play basketball in my school and in my class too. And when we play, I like miss it, and I say, why did you have to do that? Then now we're gonna lose. I say, I'm sorry, I'm not that great at basketball. And then the next person goes, and they miss the shot, and then they don't say anything.
They never said much to me because they didn't expect me to make it in the first place, if you know. Well, guess who else is here? Your moms are with us. Are they on you? You know, you shouldn't mean the refrigerator. Get away from that refrigerator.
No.
She's not on you.
My mom supports me all the way. My brothers and my parents.
The temptation would be, you know, it's not necessarily, it's not child abuse. You know, sometimes parents get so crazy, you know, don't, that they can make you nuts.
Sure, it is true, because my mom, like, feeds me good and stuff, but sometimes we have no bad food in our house.
We have no what?
Bad food. Like, you know, garbage, Doritos, pretzels, potato chips.
So, like, what'd you have for supper last night?
My grandma's meal, chicken. I don't even remember, but it was healthy.
And how was the chicken cooked, prepared?
Good.
Yep. Do you know why you're heavy?
Yes. Because I don't know.
You are the senior member of our panel here, so we want you in here, Kristen, please. Why do you think you're heavy? You're 17 years old.
Well, it's easy. I don't exercise. I don't eat proportionally the good things that I should, and I mean, it's also it does run in both sides of my family, and if I exercise, I know what the right things to eat are. I know it's right to exercise, but I don't. That's usually why.
Yeah, because sometimes you might not feel up to exercising, and then your mom might stay on you, and then as soon as you leave the house, you might go to the store and buy candy and just eat it, and then when you come back, she'll ask you, did you have any candy or any of this? You'll say no, and she says, well, go upstairs and exercise. You might say, I don't feel like exercising, but I know what to eat, I just don't do it.
Did you ever wonder, Jessica? How come you should be heavy and other kid isn't?
Because I eat too much.
Mm-hmm. And then some days you probably are real good, and then another day you maybe not, I don't know. And you probably feel bad too when you eat, right?
But I exercise more than I used to. On my bike, I jump rope, and I just exercise more than...
So you're getting conscientious. We said you're 9. Ari, how you doing?
Okay.
What's the biggest problem, Ari? I mean, just on a daily basis. I mean, where...
When I'm alone in school, I'll have the lunch they give me, and then if I have like $1.75 extra, I'll just buy like, say, a couple of cookies that are not good and stuff. Or I ask my mom sometimes to make me my own lunch. But I usually just have an extra $2 or something. I buy their crap.
Crap, yeah. Crap. You'll find the word crap in the nutritional handbook. Hang on 1 second. Are you exercising, Ari?
In gym sometimes, but not. I don't exercise. I don't. My bike is dead. Sometimes.
Dead bike, huh?
Most exercise I really get is walking around my school, you know, from period to period.
Right. Are you hungry when you get up in the morning?
Yeah.
Not really, because I sleep a little late and then I have to go to the bus, so. But
when does it kick in? When do you think, ooh, I wanna?
By second period.
Second period at school.
And lunch is 5th, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're doing 3 and 4.
It's like.
Thinking about it, huh?
Yeah. But it's the hardest time of the day, I would say, is like after school when nobody's home and stuff.
And you're sitting there?
But most of the time, I exercise. Like, I'm on a softball team. I play tennis. I go to gym every day, and I don't sit out unless I'm hurt or something. But I just eat too much. It's like...
Okay, doctor, before we talk to these mothers, give us the picture here. What's going on here? Is it an epidemic? Is this the word you want to use?
Well, I don't want to use the word epidemic, but there certainly is. We're seeing more obesity, if you want to call it. That's what we call being overweight. We're seeing more obesity today than we saw 10 or 15 years ago. In kids. But let me point something out. It's very interesting. We spent a little time together before, and all 5 people there, these are beautiful people. And one thing which is very interesting is that they all think that the fact that they're overweight is totally their fault. It's their fault. They either eat too much, or they exercise too little, or they do a combination of both. And in fact, the research that we know today shows that whereas a part of it may be their fault in that respect, most of it is not their fault. Most of it is not their fault. There are kids who are exercising less than these kids. And skinny. There are kids who are... There are kids who are eating more than these kids and are skinny. So we've got to get to the bottom of a particular kind of a picture. And that picture is this, that everybody needs food to give them energy. Some people waste energy. Some people are more efficient than other people. These people are more efficient than the thin people in the audience. Therefore, what happens when they eat too much in the way of calories, they simply store it as fat. The less efficient people, they simply burn off those calories. They're not efficient in the way in which they use those calories. So yes, they eat too much and they exercise too little.
When you say efficient, you would liken this to an automobile that doesn't need as much gas to travel as far.
Correct.
So the automobile still has a lot of gas in the gas tank after it gets to where it's going.
Absolutely.
And their fat cells store this protein or whatever it is.
And you didn't go to medical school.
Oh,
that's
no.
very good.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm looking for that compliment today. Let's get these moms in. We'll do that in just a moment. And also, this audience has more than a few questions for these very talented, insightful young people who have a lot bigger challenge than we ought to have to present to somebody this age. And we'll be back in just a moment.
Been confirmed. Summer has been given one less day on the calendar this year. There'll be one less afternoon to race down a hill, to go nowhere in particular, to relax with a pitcher of Country Time lemonade flavored drink mix with a taste of good old-fashioned lemonade. And though summer is one day shorter, we trust you'll make the most of it.
In a recent study of couples, social scientists found that a full 50% prefer a squeeze to a pat. Of those who prefer a pat, 35% still like an occasional squeeze. Thus, we suggest Squeezable I Can't Believe It's Not Butter. The only squeezable spread flavored with sweet cream buttermilk for a fresh butter taste, but without the cholesterol to spoil the romance. So give your special someone a good, healthy squeeze. I can't believe it's not butter. The taste you love without the cholesterol.
How do you make a delicious homemade meal in minutes?
Eckrich it.
With Eckrich smoked sausage.
'Cause you can sausage, you can cheese it, you can even pork and beans it.
It's pre-cooked, so for a delicious homemade meal in minutes,
Eckrich it.
To make a sandwich with cold cuts that aren't made with shortcuts.
Eckrich it.
With Eckrich cold cuts, like our great tasting ham. Always delicious, always lean, always 98% fat-free.
Eckrich it.
If you've been hurt in an accident, you need a lawyer who will fight for your rights, a lawyer who knows how to take on the insurance companies. Call our law offices at 426-3000. We don't get paid until you get paid. Call 426-3000 for a free office visit. It pays to know your rights. Call 426-3000. We help injured people. We can help you.
All right, Mom, you're on. Well, how do we begin? Shall we begin You want to talk about guilt or what? Come on, you got to feel this. Or pressure, or I mean, I don't...
started out a Jewish mother. I come with automatic guilt.
You don't have to be Jewish to feel guilty, but it helps. Or Catholic. Arlene, what do you want to say here? You love your daughter, that's quite obvious. You all have relationships that are admirable. We should all have this kind of companionship. But you want your daughter to be thinner.
Of course.
And what do you do about it? And tell me about what's at the center of your of the drama here in terms of your feelings.
Well, what do I do about it? Like Ari said, there's no junk in our house. I haven't had a cookie or a potato chip in my house in years. I have 3 older sons who are all athletes, so no matter what they put in their bodies, they burn it up. Rachel has been on every program that was deemed to be healthy at the time. She's been on Diet Center and Weight Watchers and Jenny Craig and at home and a hospital-conducted program, outpatient. Here we are.
Are you a shoulder? I'm sure you are, huh?
I hope so.
Is it constant, don't, should, and can't? I mean...
It has evolved more than don't, should, shouldn't, can't to, she looks at me and waits for me to respond to what she's going to eat. And then it's 2 of us making the decision.
She doesn't even have to ask you.
Mm-mm.
Do you hear the refrigerator door open?
No. No.
So you're not a spy, then?
No.
But you're thinking about it?
Sure.
Get in this, Rochelle.
I'm like the Gestapo in my house. I mean, even though he thinks I'm psychic, because when he's sneaking and I catch him in the act of sneaking, he can't believe it. Like, he could have sworn I was in my bedroom. But I know that the 5 minutes I'm in my bedroom doing something, that's a perfect opportunity for him to sneak something. Or at 3 o'clock in the morning, if he gets up to go to the bathroom, he'll make a detour. Shouldn't be a total loss. I'm here already, I might as well take a drink or a fruit or something. Yeah. But as I've explained to Ari, that he can eat 3 or 4 fruits a day, but he can't overdose. If there's a bunch of bananas, he can have 1 or 2, but he can't eat the whole bunch. And that's what's hard. It's there, and I'm talking good food, I'm not talking junk food. Because we don't keep any junk food in the house, but you can't overdose on good food, which he does.
Meryl?
Well, when I've spoken in the past to nutritionists, and believe me, all of us sitting here didn't just wake up this morning and say, whoa, we've got children with weight problems, let's do a show about it. We've been dealing with this a long time. And this is not something that starts when they're 10 or when they're 12. Jessie's 9. This started probably from the kind of habits that we instituted from the time she was even a baby. Because the food becomes a very satisfying, comforting thing. And if a baby's crying, what is our first instinct but to shove a bottle or nurse or do something to make that baby stop crying? And I was talking about this with a friend of mine, and I attributed it to the time that Jessie had 2 severe accidents within a 3-month period. And I said, you see, she was sedentary, she was putting on the weight, and a very dear friend of mine, she said, Meryl, it went back further than that. It went back to the time when we'd be wheeling our carriages together, and as soon as Jessie started to cry, you'd get that little bottle of formula and shove it right in her mouth so you'd have a peaceful walk to the park. So, yes, we did some very not great things as parents, and as far as we thought we were enlightened enough.
Oh, yeah, send you to the gulag for giving her a bottle in the buggy, I mean.
No, I mean, it wasn't just the bottle.
You're going out of your way here, Meryl. I mean,
no,
I don't think there's a prosecutor going to get you for child abuse. How much is your own behavior altered by the struggle you have undertaken as partnership with your daughter?
I think that's the key word. That's partnership. You can either be partners to fight this, or you can be partners in crime. I'm not a thin person, but I wasn't an overweight child. I think what happens is there's a conspiratorial thing that goes on. If Jessie and I are in the mood, or we used to do this more often. Now we're very conscious of what we're eating, but if we wanted to treat ourselves, come on, Jesse, let's head down to Friendly's, you know, let's get us some ice cream, or would you like a sundae, or something. We would use food to cheer each other up, and it wasn't, of course, the best choice. There are other things to do.
Yeah. How much of an agony is the, well, let me get back. I'm going to talk about, what goes through your head when you prepare meals?
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Vera?
Well, I come from a family where we all like to eat. However, I must commend my daughter, Consuela. She's doing considerably better than she did before. She's gone to camp. For the last 3 years, she's gone to camp. And I want to comment on the good doctor here. I eat more than Consuela. But apparently she stores it, like he said. I mean, my daughter is in jazz class, Afro jazz class, ballet class. She belongs to Weight Watchers. She's gone to this particular camp for 3 years in a row, very nice camp. And she's working at it. We walk together. My husband and I mean, he's got a little belly over there too, Billy.
Well,
Raise
you
hand,
didn't have
Billy.
to say that.
So,
Vera. Next thing you know, you'll be talking about me. Now, hold it.
So, I mean, she's doing much better, and we're
Right.
changing our eating habits. You know, we've always ate salads, and we still eat collard greens because the best green vegetable out there, isn't it? But,
Vera.
Yes.
You're a model and an actress. Well, should we be surprised? So, are you a size 6? I don't know.
Not at all. I've gained a little weight also, Phil.
Yeah, well,
Mr. Donahue.
Here's the point. You know, I bet you didn't have to struggle when you were your daughter's age. You were probably just...
I was thin.
Yeah.
Look, I weighed 99 pounds for a long, long time. And being on television, as you know,
Yeah.
puts weight on you,
Sure
so
does.
I had to get paid. I had to look thin.
Yeah. And it's gotta, but it's gotta challenge the relationship. I mean, there's gotta be times when you have to say, Consuela.
I do. I say, Consuela, listen, but we're doing things, I'm learning more how to deal with it, but I'm not trying to intimidate her.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to give her a complex. She's gorgeous.
Sure.
And thank you.
Excuse this break. I got a break here. This audience wants in here, and we'll give them that opportunity. Very honest, Mom. No kidding. You should be very proud of your contribution. Not only yours, but that of your offspring as well. And we'll be back in a moment.
Rain. I used to hate driving in it, but not anymore. My new Pontiac Grand Am has standard anti-lock brakes that help me maintain steering control, especially on rain-slick roads. I looked at Camry Deluxe with anti-lock brakes, but it would have cost over $4,000 more.
And now, Grand Am's an even better value with a $199 a month GMAC Smart Buy. $199 a month buys a new Pontiac Grand Am. See your Greater Fort Wayne Pontiac dealers.
Pontiac Grand Am. Safety and value.
Just a few short hours ago, the lanes called for cable TV. Now here we are, and thanks to Comcast's incredible instant install special, you too can get cable TV installed in your home within 24 hours for just $5. Just $5 connects you to great channels like HBO, CNN USA, Nickelodeon, and more. Call now. We'll have a crew at your home in no time at all. But our $5 instant install special ends soon, so call Comcast now.
For the windows you love, windows you love, for the window that's easy to clean. Any window you need, get it at B Window.
Hurry, for a limited time, B is offering 0% interest and no payments for 6 months.
Look for the bumblebee. That's Faber's B Window. B Window.
ITT Technical Institute could give you a lot of good reasons why you should train in auto mechanics. But let me ask you one good question. How many well-trained auto mechanics do you know who are unemployed? Maybe it's time you asked ITT Tech a few questions about career training.
Call ITT Technical Institute at 1-800-942-0088 for this informative brochure. That's 1-800-942-0088.
Nobody on the planet Earth would mistake Ari for anything but a boy, and apparently I threw in the wrong pronoun in the beginning of our program. You have my apology. It's called getting old and being somewhat forgetful. Who wants to get in on this? Yes, ma'am.
I want to ask a question to the doctor. So many people say it's your metabolism, you know, if you gain or you lose. Really, can you tell me what's the metabolism?
What is that?
Metabolism.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Your metabolism simply is how you utilize energy, how you use up the energy. Some people, very efficient. They're so efficient that if they eat just a little bit too much, they store it as fat. Other people, very inefficient. They have a different metabolism. They can eat all the calories, they just burn it up. So, depending on your metabolism, you have a greater chance of being fat or thin. Now, that isn't to say that people who are overweight, there's only two things they can do to get rid of those calories. They can eat less or they can exercise more. But they have to work harder than a person who is thin. It's not fair to say that these youngsters can eat the same amount as anybody else. They've got to eat less than the thin people.
I find, I didn't know this, wasn't smart enough to know this, but after a lot of shows on weight, I'm a lucky professional animal in that the combination of making sure I get all around here and the clock and people and the anxiety of not mispronouncing names or making sure that all these kids, you know, and not goofing up, making mistakes and so on. 5 pounds, 6 pounds in a program. Easy. Probably mostly water weight. And yet, if I had a job behind a desk, I bet you I'd be 40 pounds heavier.
I think that's probably true, but we burn up calories not just running around. We burn up calories sitting in a chair but being nervous.
Nervous, that's what I'm saying. The combination of the exercise with this and the nervousness.
All of these things.
Helps me.
I have one. If you go to, like, I can't remember your name with the red hair, but like I have done this too ever since I had a baby. You go to all these diet places and you lose weight and you screw up your metabolism. And then what do? You have to eat like 200 calories to lose weight. And when you go off of that, boom, you're right back on.
Well, let me try to answer this in two ways. First of all of the people on this stage have an advantage over most of you in the audience. And their advantage is that they're going to grow. All of them are going to grow. You know the old story, I'm not too heavy, I'm too short? Okay.
That's true.
They're going to grow. And since they're going to grow, we can use that to our advantage by simply saying, okay, they don't really have to lose a great deal of weight. Let's hold their weight close to where it is, maybe a few pounds off if we can get it off, and let them grow normally. And 3, 4, 5 years from now, they will be of normal weight. On the other hand, if we tell these kids, you've got to lose a lot of weight, they're either going to fail or they're going to gain it back again. And every one of them has had this experience. So to me, when you've got a child with obesity, you approach it quite differently than you approach it with an adult with obesity.
And we'll be back in just a moment.
A striped toothpaste that fights tartar? Come on.
That's the way I like it.
I need proof it works.
That's the way I like it.
So I asked our dentist about Aquafresh.
Those Aquafresh stripes really fight. Aquafresh with powerful fluoride fights cavities, fights black, and fights ugly tartar. All concentrated in the only toothpaste striped to fight.
It works. They like it. I'll buy it.
Aquafresh, the one they like, is striped to fight.
I like it.
Lower back pain, neck pain, upper back pain. There are all kinds of back pain. Doan's relieves them all with an ingredient these brands don't have. Relieve back pain with Doan's, the back specialist.
Ready for the perfect vacuum cleaner? Here it is, the Dirt Devil Power Pack.
The convenience of a canister vacuum with a power nozzle that adjusts to any surface. Get power and convenience with Power Pack from Dirt Devil.
Warning signs that your teenager may need help. Fails at school. Behaves unpredictably. Gets angry easily. Withdraws from family and friends. Becomes physically violent. Threatens to run away. Talks about suicide. Don't check them all off before you find help. Charter is here 24 hours a day, every day. If you don't get help at Charter, please get help somewhere.
Now at Kmart, get 60 portraits for only $12.95.
Wow, what a value.
Including even more big portraits.
Have you ever seen this many big portraits?
4 5x7s, a big 10x13, and 4 8x10s.
4 8x10s? That's unheard of.
Plus a portrait ID card, all for only $12.95.
May I help you?
We'll be right back.
Hurry to Kmart and get 60 portraits plus a customer satisfaction guarantee, all for only $12.95.
When we were kids, our fathers went to work and mom stayed home.
But our generation faces a dilemma our parents never anticipated.
To make ends meet today, both parents have to work, and new pressures have been added to a woman's life after a child is born.
Join Keith Edwards and me, plus a panel of experts who will answer your questions about everything, from finding the right daycare center to managing your hectic schedule.
On Family Works, Returning to Work, brought to you by these companies who care.
Wednesday at 7 on 21 Alive.
To be part of the audience, please send a postcard to Donahue Tickets, care of NBC, 30 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, New York, 10112. Remember, postcards only, please.
Jesse's brother.
Hi.
Jessica's brother.
Yeah, I'm Jessica's brother.
Yeah, hold that mic up.
I'd just like to say, I know how everyone feels up there, and I know how Jesse feels especially, and because when I was younger in elementary school, I know what it was like to get made fun of. Now that I'm 15, I used to be much more overweight, and now that I'm growing taller, I'm also exercising more. I play basketball a lot now, right. And it's easier to burn off when you're older and when you're getting taller.
So you want to offer them some hope for the future, then? You know,
yeah.
Don't let it.
If you haven't started growing yet, when you start growing, when you exercise more, you'll burn it off easier.
Yeah.
I also think that you mothers shouldn't be blaming yourselves. I think the best of intentions can go astray. I know when my children were in kindergarten, they taught them about nutrition, and they weren't allowed to bring any junk food to school. They had to have like a half sandwich and a piece of fruit, but the mistake was they said, when you get home, you can eat anything else. So when they got home, they expected to have the cookies, the candy, and everything else they couldn't have at school, and they were trying to say, eat your good foods, but they kind of put a premium on having the bad foods because you weren't allowed to have it in kindergarten, and then once you got to first grade, you could take it to school, and since everybody else could take it to first grade, it was like a status symbol. Yeah. If you didn't take it, then you weren't as one of the crowd, even starting that young.
Yeah, sir.
I know that, I believe that it's pressure on a child when you're asking them to lose weight and don't eat this and don't eat that. My question is to the parents, when are you going to take the pressure off? Do you have like a set time where you're going to go, all right, baby, this is you, and I love you as you are?
Put any pressure on her. I've always loved her. She's always been beautiful to me, no matter what size she is. But it's not healthy. It's not healthy. And that's why the pressure's on, not because we don't love our daughters, they don't look a certain way. It's not good for her. And not only that, there's problems when kids play in school. You don't want to wear shorts because your thighs are large. You can't jump double dutch because your breasts are large. You know, kids go through these things. And it's...
The pressures aren't just coming from us. This is a world that we live in that thin is beautiful, okay? And it's very difficult to teach children that they are beautiful no matter what. They come in all sizes and shapes. We love our children very much. Maybe we love them a little too much, and we have a fear of saying no to them. When we get to McDonald's, if Jesse and I say, Jesse, why don't you order the side salad? And she'll say, can't I just have the small fries? You know, you don't want to make a scene in a restaurant, but now we're very conscious about it, and we start saying, yeah, I'll make the scene. Now I'm making a good choice for you. There comes a time when the choice has to come from within the child. We are the external elements right now. They're old enough, they have to make these choices without us, and that's part of the issue.
I wanted to ask the doctor a question about from birth. Is there anything that parents can do originally, or the proven methods from birth, to possibly minimize or avoid a situation like myself or these children, again, for new parents?
Yeah, there are certain things which can be done. For example, we know today how important breastfeeding is, not only from the standpoint of the better nutrients in breast milk, but from the standpoint that in the case of a breastfed baby, the baby controls the intake, whereas a bottle-fed baby, the mother or the feeder controls the intake. And if you've ever seen a mother throw away that last half ounce, I'd like to meet that mother. So they stuff that down the infant, and that can contribute. But I should say this, that childhood obesity begins early in life. It was pointed out here. Can begin even in infancy. It's an obesity that we've got to take seriously, and seriously for only one reason, and that's because children who are obese tend to become adults who are obese, and the adult obese individual has risks of heart attack and other things. These kids are more at risk of becoming obese as an adult than other kids, and they've got to take that very seriously, because it is a health issue. It starts in childhood, it starts early, and there are ways of dealing with it, not by standard dieting and not by trying to increase exercise.
And we'll be back in a moment.
Freedom's the one. Only one gum passes the test when you've got dental work, and that's Freedent. Freedent won't stick to your dental work, so you can be confident chewing it. And because it also moistens your mouth and freshens your breath, Freedent's in a class by itself.
Freedent's the one that took the stick out of gum, and Freedent moistens your mouth. Yeah, moistens your mouth and freshens your breath while you chew.
Non-stick Freedent moistens your mouth and freshens your breath.
At the Sergeant's Pet Center, you'll find everything you need to care for your pet. For dogs, cats, hamsters, guinea pigs, rabbits, fish, and birds. Look for the Sergeant's Pet Center at your favorite store and get everything you need for your pet in one convenient location. You'll find a full line of Sergeant's Pet Care products at all Rogers friendly markets.
You have 4 days, and then it's over. It's the New Car Dealers Association annual tent sale at the Memorial Coliseum. Wednesday through Saturday, the Fort Wayne area dealers are at the Coliseum with deals on thousands of new and used cars, trucks, and vans. Admission is free and no charge for parking. Special tent sale prices, high trade-in allowances, factory rebates, on-the-spot financing, and low interest rates means you can drive your new car home tonight. Beginning Wednesday, it's the New Car Dealers tent sale. Open daily from 9 to 9 at the Coliseum. Don't miss it. It all ends Saturday.
During Kohl's Father's Day sale, you'll find incredible savings on underwear, socks, shirts, and ties for Dad. And after you shop at Kohl's Father's Day sale, which includes the box sale for men's basics, maybe Dad will be able to find some underwear, socks, shirts, and ties. Honey, the Father's Day sale. Exceptional values for Dad and everyone else. This week only at Kohl's department stores.
Who tried out for cheerleader? Good for you, Rachel. Yeah, to be scared to death.
It wasn't really that I was scared, but because there were like 50 kids trying out, 50 girls trying out, and 12 made it.
Oh, wow.
But, I mean...
But, but you, now do you go out and do you have to tumble and all this stuff?
They tell you have to make up your own cheer, do 2 of the cheers that they have. You have to do a cartwheel, the splits, and something else. Now, I can do a cartwheel, and I can kind of do the splits. But the something else that's about all I can do. But I knew that I wouldn't make it.
So you went into this knowing you didn't have a shot.
Right.
And then how would you explain to us what moves you to do this?
All my friends were doing it. It was, I mean, there was always like a little voice in me that said, well, maybe you will make it if you're good enough. But and when I found out I didn't make it, I didn't do anything at school. When I got home, I started crying. Because, I mean, one of my best friends made cheerleading, and she was like, but the question that you asked before, I don't really think it's the parents' pressure. It's more peer pressure. Because
society pressure, not just peer pressure. I mean, when you pick up a magazine, when you turn on TV, I mean, sitcoms, you know, you never see a family with an overweight child, even a chunky child. You look in magazines, you see size 6 models, and people turn to those, they want to buy those clothes. Those clothes only fit skinny people. It's society putting the pressure on us, mostly.
I have a question for Kristen. You say that you don't exercise and that you eat whatever you like. I was wondering if you're comfortable with the weight that you're at.
I'm comfortable because I'm over all the depression that I used to have. I'm comfortable because I'm happy, because I'm here. I used to be depressed, suicidal. I mean, I was so upset every day that right now, just being here, just having friends, I mean, going to parties, going out like a normal teenager, that makes me happy enough that my weight doesn't matter. When I go shopping for clothes, sometimes, you know.
When you go shopping?
When I go shopping for clothes, yeah, I may get a little depressed because I have to go into a different store. And, like, I might look around and see who at school sees me going into this store that says whatever plus. I mean, it's not comfortable, but I figured they know I'm overweight, and if they're my friends, they don't care.
The first word that my daughter learned to read was McDonald's. And when I lived in Algeria for 2 months, I dropped 20 pounds without dieting. And I think that we are surrounded by high-fat foods that are easily accessible. And, you know, on the one hand, you're supposed to be thin, and on the other hand, you can be served a hamburger in 2 seconds.
How about mothers who work outside the home and the need for 2 incomes in the family? I mean,
that's right.
Come on.
It's all contributing to it.
Colonel Sanders time.
These kids are up against it in every way.
Yeah.
Because as an adult, it's almost impossible to lose weight and keep it off, and then as a child.
Yeah. Consuela, do you feel pressure from your mom, your mother, the actress and the model?
Well, sometimes I might get angry at her because she'll say to me, well, a lot of people that come to my store in the mall say, why do you let your daughter get fat and you're so skinny and you take care of yourself? How come you don't take care of her? And she comes home and says this to me. And I tell her that it's not her problem that I'm fat because I know what I can do to lose the weight, but I just don't take the time out and do it. So I don't really think it's pressure on her.
So the best way to keep weight under control is whenever a person is hungry, drink water. Nothing else, no sugar in it. And it eliminates, really, it eliminates physical. I didn't realize it would be that simple. Thank you. A lot of things are too simple, really.
Yeah, I got a break here. Yeah.
Is it what you're eating or the amount that you're eating?
Excuse me?
Is it what you're eating or the amount you're eating? Both, huh? Both. Both. I'll give you a chance to expand on that in just a moment.
It'll be all right. Okay, it's gonna be fine. Everyone just stay where they are.
You gotta stop thinking about this.
I couldn't help it.
Diet Dr. Pepper tastes more like regular Dr. Pepper. When you want one, there's no stopping the taste.
Lonesome Dove, the epic as big as the West, is now available on video at new low prices. A 6-hour classic in the 1-cassette EP version or the 4-volume collector's set, now available at new low prices from Cabin Fever.
Our shining stars.
How do we love them at the skilled nursing facility for children in Shelbyville, the Haven Center? By helping them grow in the companionship of others they can relate to. By seeing them learn and develop with therapy and training. By seeing that they have fun. Away we go. And by seeing that they receive round-the-clock, 24-hour care from a full staff of nurses and other caring people. As one mother says,
my son Clarence has been here for 13 years, and through the school program that they provide and the carry-through that they have with the staff in the nursing home, I've seen so much progression in him.
Call the Haven Center at Shelbyville, 317-835-2726 for more information on Haven's short-term, long-term, or vacation care. For someone you love who's developmentally or medically disabled, the Haven Center is where children bloom.
St. Joseph Medical Center, Chemical Waste Management, and 21 Alive present top students from the class of '92.
It's a time for celebration. That special day is near. You've taken every challenge. You've come so far this year. We salute these honored graduates and know you will find a future filled with promise because you're one of a kind.
Congratulations. We salute your accomplishment of excellence.
With time running out, let me hold this for a second. Show them the Harvard study, that graphic with. This is interesting. That's not the word these kids would use, but between 63 and 80, there was a 54% increase in the prevalence of obesity among children between the ages of 6 and 11. Think about it. And there was a 39% rise in obesity among adolescents between 12 and 17. This is fast foods, come on. This is television. This is couch potato. This is sitting around bored. This is all those other things. You know, you want to say, Dad, I got some dads here. Want to get you in. Yes, yes.
I'm Consuela's father, and I want to congratulate her because 3 years ago, she was a foot shorter and weighed more than she weighs now.
Yeah.
So as the doctor said, she's growing.
Obviously, she's growing very good. Well done. Larry, you wanted to say something. I want to give you a chance.
We had a concert passed by, and they gave us our T-shirts and stuff, and they only had large. It fit me, but when I went home that day, I said, Mom, there's a T-shirt. I have to wear this T-shirt and I have to wear white shorts. So I put the T-shirt on, and all my fat, you could see. I was like so ugly, and I was embarrassed because when I went up on stage, everybody was looking at me, and my friend George, he's a little bit bigger than me. He didn't wear the T-shirt. He wore a T-shirt, you know, that was red and stuff that fit him, and he was comfortable. I wasn't up there.
Yeah. And you're never going to forget that. Well, these young people are taking a lot of emotional baggage into their life. Shouldn't give them this challenge.
You're looking at the most discriminated against minority in the world.
Because, yeah, make the point.
My point is that these kids are discriminated against every day, everywhere, as are fat adults.
Yeah.
And there's no reason for it.
Yeah. Yes.
I just wanted to say that family support is really important in dealing with this, and I think that you, as the mothers up there, are doing a great job.
Yeah. You are. Here's your sister, Ari.
And I'm
you
so
probably knew
proud
that.
of you, honey.
Yeah.
But the hardest thing for me is that through growing up, my sister Marnie and I never had a weight problem, and we were never made fun of in school. And it eats me up inside to see how upset Ari gets when he has to come home and he's been made fun of, because they don't know what a great kid he is. He is the most loving individual in
Here's
the world.
your other sister, Ari.
I just get frustrated because he's 11 years old already, and after a while, we love him so much, and he knows that, but there's only so much we could do after a while.
Yeah. But let's not, you know, talk about fait accompli here. You know, he's going to get thinner and taller, huh? Can't we?
I know, but we've been told that for like 4 years already, and we just want him to have it within himself because we love him and we're there for him. But it's scary. After a while, we're not going to, you know, I'm 19, I'm in college, she's moving on, she's 22, and my parents...
You'll be there to help you, though.
No, we'll always be there to help, but we want Ari to do something within himself because we're there, but we're, you know...
What happens is they give me all that emotion and stuff, and it's just, I mean, I love them.
You're
and
grateful.
Stuff. Yes.
You're grateful.
But sometimes I feel like I could do it on my own, and it's not that you're putting so much pressure on me and stuff. So, like, if you see, like, when I get older and stuff, I'm gonna be skinny, you know, and stuff like that.
I'll give you a chance in just a moment.
In Northeast Indiana, a major attraction is the Valley Outlet Center, featuring 32 manufacturer-owned and operated stores.
Don't miss the semi-annual tent and truckload sale June 19th through 21st.
Enjoy the large selections of famous name brands that you can buy direct, right from the factory. Valley Outlet Center. It's simply a great place to shop.
Interstate 69 at the Indiana Toll Road.
It's worth the drive.
My job is to drive this race car fast. At the speeds I travel, I can't afford to wear glasses that slide down my nose. I go to Lens Crafters because they have so many ways to make glasses fit better, like silicone nose pads that keep my glasses from slipping. And their exclusive featherweights are the lightest glasses I've ever worn. As a race car driver, my life depends on the choices I make. That's why for a perfect fit, I choose Lens Crafters. Better fit for greater comfort in about an hour.
Whenever you reach into the dairy case, reach for the stars. The sign of pure farm-fresh dairy products from Schenkel's All-Star Dairy. Every day, in so many delicious ways, enjoy the wholesome goodness of the All-Star lineup from Schenkel's. Quality assured, always fresh as a farm morning. For you and your family from Schenkel's. Next time you shop, reach for the stars from the All-Star lineup from Schenkel's All-Star Dairy.
Let's talk about picking pears. No, I don't mean bushel basket toting, tree climbing, green fruit, somebody looking like they got a bad figure kind of pear. No, I'm talking about picking up some fine, go-together, matching merchandise at the Pick-A-Pear sale going on at your Get It Today store, RTO Rent to Own. RTO's got a 100-watt stereo paired up with a super-sounding CD player for only $18.99 a week. Free delivery today, $18.99. Look us up in the white pages under RTO.
Every day's a celebration, where mini golf and go-kart rides make you feel alive. It's a getaway, a one-day vacation. Pages Crossing.
June 21st is Father's Day. Dad gets a free run of miniature golf when accompanied by a family member.
Adventure, so close to home. For family fun, there's just one place to go. Pages Crossing.
For a transcript of today's show, send $3 to Donahue Transcripts, 267 Broadway, New York, 1007, or call 212-227-READ.
Controversial films by controversial filmmakers. Black producers and directors on their responsibility to the black community. Next, Donahue.
Moms, there's one thing we didn't get to, it's what?
What about the genetic factor, the heredity factor here? You're talking about inefficient metabolism. Where does that come from? And that's what I'd like to know.
Yeah.
I wasn't an overweight child.
Yeah, but I don't think the doctor denies that there's got to be a genetic component.
Well, in fact, that's the hereditary factor. You just put your finger on it.
Yeah.
People have different metabolisms, and they inherit these.
Yes.
And that's why
Services provided and promotional fees paid by the following.
The amazing Cool View